It's Monday, June 5th, 2023, about 2:45 in the afternoon. I'm aboard my Allied Princess 36 Sequester. And today what I want to do is give a 14-week update on my right total knee replacement recovery. Because 14 weeks ago, today is when I had my surgery back on February 28th. And so, how am I doing? Well, I can walk around normally. I have walked as far as 2 miles without any issues during the walk. Afterwards, I had some pretty sore muscles, but other than that, it was okay. I do still have some issues with my knee, in that my knee feels very tight often. Often when I'm standing, it feels really tight and like it's not going to want to bend, but I can bend it. I can sit down. Right now it's bent about 100 degrees, and although it feels tight, it will bend that far, and I can bend quite a bit farther than that. This morning I bent my knee to 128 degrees. So, the flexure is fine. I can straighten it to 100%. The issues I'm still having appear to be associated with two things. The muscles in my thigh and in the back of my leg, the hamstring muscle, they get tired and they ache if I walk around very much, particularly if I do stairs. And the other issue I seem to have appears to be associated with a tendon called the IT band, the iliotibial band, that goes from up on your hip down to just below your knee and attaches to the tibia bone, which is the main bone in the lower part of your leg. And that is very tight, and it puts a fair amount of pressure on the side of my knee, just above the knee, and also it pulls just below the knee where it attaches to the tibia. And I talked to my surgeon about it, and he said, well, when we did the surgery and redid your knee, we changed the length of your leg a little bit and the angle of your knee joint, because I had completely lost the cartilage on one side of my knee joint, and when they rebuilt it and put the plastic cartilage replacement in, they adjusted my leg so it's the same length as the other one, and the actual surgery made my knee joint straight for the first time in a long time. And basically what he said is that's made that IT band tight. It pulls against soft tissue under it, and it's going to be sore. And I said, well, what can I do about it? And he said, well, there's one thing that will fix it: time. So at this point, basically, I do all my normal things. I walk around. Because I find that steps tire my leg out, I'm doing more steps. I'd say in an average day, I'm doing about 280 steps. That's 280 up and 280 down. I have 28 steps in my house, and that basically means that I go from the ground floor to the third floor about 10 times a day. And I always walk normally and try not to support any weight on the railings, so that I'm putting the full load on my leg to strengthen the muscles. And the other thing that I try to do is I am doing quite a few sets of exercises every day, leg lifts, knee bends, and various stretches. And I also have a couple of resistance bands that I use to do various leg movements against the resistance band. And as I said, I walk. I'd say that even on days when I take it easy, I'm walking a bit over a mile. And on the days when I get going, I walk around 2 miles, sometimes all at once. So it's just trying to get the muscles and everything back in shape. For example, this last week, my wife and I walked to the Bass Harbor Head Lighthouse, which is about a 1.4-mile round trip from where we started, and managed it just fine. But my knee and my leg, mostly the muscles in my thigh, were really tired at the end of that. And also I find that when I put in a long day and walk quite a bit, that my knee does swell up. Not a lot, just enough to stiffen it up so that it doesn't bend as well as it does in the morning. For example, this morning when I first got up, I did a set of knee bending exercises, and I measured the flexure of my knee at 128 degrees. And then I repeated the exercises at 10 o'clock and got to 125 degrees. And when I get home, I'll probably do another set, and I doubt I'll get past 120 because my knee will gradually swell up a little bit. And as it swells, it just doesn't bend as much. So that's just the way it is. Now, in comparison, my left knee, I did the same knee bending tests on it, and I got to 132 degrees. So basically, the two legs are pretty much the same in terms of flexure, and it isn't. So I'm not at all concerned about how much I can bend my knee, but I just have to work at it so that hopefully at some point the swelling that I'm experiencing will gradually diminish, and that will allow me to bend my knee the same amount in the afternoon as I can in the morning. But I started out really, really strong in my recovery, and I seem basically to have hit this plateau where although I'm walking further than I was even a week ago or 2 weeks ago, my leg still gets tired. So that's where I am right now. And the other thing that I've been working on is kneeling. I found that there are just so many things that I need to do around the house, and particularly here on the boat, that really would be much easier if I could kneel, that I'm trying to work on that. And let me give you a demonstration of what I can do. Okay, now this is the cushion on the settee on the boat. I'm going to put another pillow on there over the edge, and then another pillow on top of it. Now we're going to see about kneeling. I can do that without any trouble. It's not comfortable though. I wouldn't want to spend a lot of time on that knee. But I can do it on a cushion. Without the cushion, if I just went directly here, it would be extremely uncomfortable, and I probably wouldn't want to do it. So kneeling is something I'm working on. It's taking a while. A couple weeks ago, I couldn't even do that. And the other thing is, when I do kneel, I need to have good support that I can put my arms on so that I don't put too much pressure on my knee. Particularly, I do not want to kneel and then sit back a little bit, because that'll bend my knee too much, and I have done that by accident, and wow, it wasn't fun. I did that back on launch day for the boat, and yeah, boy, it hurt for about 12 hours. So I don't want to do that, but I can kneel if I have to. For example, if I need to get down on the cabin sole and work on the engine, I'll just put a big stack of pillows down on the cabin sole and I'll kneel on that, and I will be able to work on the engine. But, kneeling on a hard surface, not yet. And given how my leg feels, I don't know if it'll be a long time before I can kneel on a hard surface, I think. But anyway, that's where I am right now, 14 weeks out. I'm now into the 15th week since my surgery, and I'm making progress. Every day I'm a little tiny bit better, unless I overdo it and then my leg is really sore and it takes a day or so to recover. So I would say that if I looked at my progress incrementally, each week is a little better than the one before. And I have one more appointment scheduled with the surgeon for the 30th of this month. And he told me, though, that if my knee is feeling okay or much better by then, then just call up and cancel the appointment. He doesn't really feel that he needs to see me unless I'm still having issues. And so basically at this point, it's just doing exercises, not overdoing the exercises, and just letting time do its work. And hopefully by the end of the summer, I'll be much, much better. We're hoping to get the boat out sailing fairly soon. It's now been in the water for, almost 2 weeks, 2 weeks tomorrow, and we haven't left the dock yet. But that's because it started out with some beautiful days, but it was really windy. I did get the mizzen sail on, but I haven't put the Genoa on yet because it has been just too windy, or from the wrong, or light wind, but from the wrong direction. Or like the last few days, it has been raining sort of nonstop. So, that is something I have no desire to take the boat out in the rain. And it's also been cold. Today, it's 55 degrees in here, and yesterday our high was 48 for the day. So that's pretty cool for June, especially when you consider that it was almost 80 last week. So anyway, that's where I am now. Hope you found the update interesting, and even if you start out really strong in your recovery, things can slow down a little. And I can get around fine, walk around no trouble, but the leg does stiffen up over the course of the day, and the muscles in it definitely get tired. So what do I need to do? More exercises, more walking, etc. And once we get some decent weather, take the boat out sailing and get some good exercise in the leg doing that. So hopefully in the next week or so, you'll get your first sailing video of the 2023 season. Okay, thanks for watching.